Hello book geeks, today I'm going to be doing my first tag video, which is super duper exciting. I wanted to spice up this channel a little bit, so I decided to do the this or that book tag. I wasn't tagged by anybody in particular, I just thought this video would be fun to do, and I always enjoy watching other people's book tag videos. So if you end up doing this tag, please post it as a video response. I would love to go watch it. Without further ado, let's get started on this tag. So I have all the questions on my cellular device, so if you see me looking down, this is probably what I'm looking at. Question number 1, audio or book in hand? Definitely book in hand. I don't really listen to audiobooks, and definitely not enough for it to be my favorite over book in hand. Question 2, soft cover or hardback? I don't really have a preference. I have a wide variety of both of them. I usually just get what's cheaper, and that's usually paperback, but if it's new and I'm really excited about it and I have to have it, but it's hardcover, I'll go ahead and just get the hardcover. So I really don't care. Question 3, fiction or nonfiction? Probably fiction, simply because I don't really like to read nonfiction unless it's a topic that I'm interested in, but I will read nonfiction and if I have to, and that's usually when I do read it, is when I have to. So definitely fiction. Okay, number 4, fantasy world or real life issues? This is a hard question to answer. I definitely like both of them. I like fantasy because fantasy is usually something you can just escape into and completely lose yourself in. It's a different world, something that you've probably never heard of, with new creatures and new characters, and most of the time fantasies are just fun books to read. I do like real life issue books though. I definitely do like the heavier topics as well. I like reading about, I don't know, drug addictions and eating disorders and abuse, and call me weird, but I don't know, I just kind of like reading about that stuff. So, both. Question 5, Harry Potter or Twilight? Okay, don't kill me, but I haven't read all of the Harry Potter books yet. That is definitely something I plan to do in the year of 2012, hopefully, but I grew up with the Harry Potter movies, basically. I love them. I've seen them all millions of times, and if the books are even half as good as the movies are, then I'd still go with Harry Potter. But if you can see my poster right there, that's of Taylor Lautner in Breaking Dawn. Heck yeah, he is fine. Okay. Question 6, Kindle, iPad, or other? Now, if it's talking about reading on Kindle, iPad, or other, definitely Kindle. You all know I love my Kindle. My family does share an iPad, and I would much rather prefer to read on my Kindle than the iPad. Question 7, borrow or buy? I would much rather have my own copy of the book, but I am a broke teenager, and so I have to borrow a lot from the library, which doesn't bother me. I would just prefer to have my own copy of the book, but whatever. So, I guess both again. Question 8, bookstore or online? Probably bookstore. I like to have the book at my fingertips. I just like having all of the books right there. I'm a very impatient person when it comes to ordering stuff online, and yeah, I would just much rather prefer to have the book right there than have to wait for it. So probably bookstore. 9, standalone book or trilogy? This is another hard question to answer. I do like trilogies because, of course, it continues on with the story, and you get to see all the twists and turns that the author makes, and I just love having several books in a series. But I also do like standalone books as well. It's just simple, I guess. Something that you can say you've read and you can reread it again, or you can just be like, oh, okay, I'm done with that book, and move on to another series or a new book. So both, I guess. Number 10, monster read or short and sweet. This is another hard question. I am okay with monster reads, especially if it's a good book and it's something that you can just dive into and it's a big juicy read. But if it's not something that I'm really getting into, I would much rather it be short and sweet. So I don't know. Both again? I don't know. I like them both. 11, starry-eyed romance or full of action? Definitely full of action. I would much rather have a full of action book than just a romance book. But I do like romance, and I love it when they combine adventure and romance. But I don't really like just chick lit books. I will read them, but it's just not my favorite. I would much rather have an adventurous read than a complete romance book. So that's just my opinion. 12, this is an easy question for me. Curl up in your snuggie or bathe in the sun? Definitely curl up in your snuggie. I love winter, I love snow, I love cold weather. My ideal day is when it snows and school gets canceled, but you stay in your pajamas all day in your recliner or couch next to a fire with a blanket and some good hot chocolate and a good book. That is just my ideal day, and if every day could be like that, then my life would be amazing. But okay, question 13, hot chocolate or latte? This is another hard question. This is a hard tag. I love both of them very much. But if I probably had to pick between the two, I'd probably say hot chocolate. Simply because, I don't know, you can have hot chocolate at all hours of the day, and it usually doesn't make me too crazy from caffeine or whatever. And last but not least, question 14, read the review or decide for yourself. Definitely decide for yourself, because if one person hates a book but you decide to pick up the book anyway and you end up loving it, then you're probably glad that you went ahead and got it and read it yourself and just went from the review and been like, oh, well, so and so says that she hated the book, so I'm gonna hate the book too. But I don't know. I would just much rather decide for myself than go off of what somebody else thinks. So that's the tag. I hope you all enjoyed it. Update on City of Glass. I haven't had a lot of time to read. School has been, getting back from Christmas break, and we had Martin Luther King Day off yesterday, or Martin Luther King Jr. Day off yesterday, and so that was nice, but we were busy yesterday and I didn't have time to read, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually sit down and pick up the book and read. I am about halfway through with it, so a review should be up soon, but yeah. Also, we're reading The Giver. I'm sure lots of you have heard of that book for school, and I didn't know if y'all would want a review of it when I finish it or not, so please let me know in the comments, and I think that's it. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.